Hey guys, and welcome back to Mad About Skin. In today's video, I'm sharing with you a skincare bulletin, an update of everything that's gone on in the skincare world for the past 3 months. I've got a lot of stories that I want to cover in today's video, and maybe none of these actually warranted a standalone video at the time, but it's definitely information I want to share with you. First and foremost, because we're all skincare nerds. We want to be kept up to date with everything going on, but also because I think the very best consumer is an informed one, and these will shape, your decisions when it comes to reaching for brands and products for your own routine. We have got a lot going on in today's video. We've got some unexpected brand closures, we've got some new product launches, some new UV filters, and a lot of gossip and intrigue to boot. So sit back, relax, let's talk this month's skincare bulletin. Now, before we get into this video, I would love to know what your thoughts, feelings, and opinions on this style of content are. Do you like these bundled up updates and bulletins, or would you like to see more in-depth standalone videos? Sound off in the comment section below, because I'm really debating on whether to make this a regular series here on the channel or not. Your feedback would be really appreciated. Whatever your thoughts on this style of video, hopefully you'll also want to reach down and give this video a big thumbs up and a like. This really supports me and the channel so much, because the more likes a video gets, the more widely YouTube will distribute it on its platform, which just helps as many people as possible discover our wonderful Mad About Skin family. That family is growing and growing all the time, but did you know 65% of people that watch the channel aren't subscribed? If that's you, I'm here to say, why not? Here at Mad About Skin, you're more than just a subscriber to us. Once you join the family, you get daily uploads. I respond to as many comments as possible, and we have our weekly get together and catch up with our Saturday live streams. Hopefully you'll want to join us, because I think I speak for everyone out there when I say we would love to have you as a core part of our Mad About Skin family, and you just need to click that subscribe button to join. Now, with all that being said, shall we cut the waffle and just delve straight on in? And I've got quite a lot to say today, and I don't know where to start, but I guess let's start with the topic that has generated most conversation and questions from you guys, and that's the temporary closure of Regimen Lab. Now, Regime Lab, Regimen Lab, it's pronounced differently depending where in the world you are, literally took the world by storm. They launched less than a year ago, and their products, despite the high price point, became cult classics overnight. So many editors, beauty bloggers, YouTubers went mad for the products, and honestly, I tried them all, and I was impressed by some of the collection for sure. Then, around 2 months ago, they launched a sale, which was pretty generous, and honestly, considering the high price point of the brand, you could get a really good saving on the products. This led a lot of people to question kind of what's going on. Why would a super popular brand like this be instigating a sale of this nature? And then a couple of days ago, the website closed down with just a sign saying back soon, with no real information given. Now, actually, once you do a little bit of delving, I think once people got over the shock that one of their favourite brands might be disappearing, if you did a little bit of digging, this is only a temporary situation, and they plan on coming back later in this year with what they're touting has been a new suite of products. I don't know what's going to happen with the old traditional products that have been in the Regimen Lab collection for the past year, whether they'll be retained or whether it's going to be a whole different profile and collection. I guess only time will tell, but I'm here to say, if you're a big fan of Regimen Lab and you were a little bit panicked with what actually went on with the brand, don't be. It's coming back. We promise it's going to be bigger and better than ever. New formulations, new website, which honestly I think is welcome, because the old website was a little bit on the clunky side, but taken in part, I think this could be a really good step forward for the brand, and I hope it is, because I've been really impressed with what I've tried so far. My standout and favourites from the brand, I would say, with the Vitamin X Serum. Great if you're looking for a super high potency hyperpigmentation treatment, and I also really like the cream, which had the perfect balance of fatty acids, cholesterol, and ceramides to really just protect the barrier function of the skin and deeply hydrate us. Those were the two standouts. The other products people loved, but maybe I wouldn't think were worth the higher price point. Those two definitely worth a second look, and I will keep you guys informed on any developments with Regimen Lab as we go through the year. Now, as one brand temporarily closes, another brand launches a new product, and it's this one from The Ordinary, the multi-peptide lash and brow serum. Now, a lot of the recent Ordinary launches have fell a bit flat. You know what? I think people weren't really inspired by them. I think they thought, are they bringing anything new to the game? And I'd say maybe not. However, this is the one exception. This is their latest launch, and I think this is a great example of where The Ordinary formulated a product based on consumer demand. So many people were reaching out to them saying, I'm using with the hair density serum, which is designed for the hair on our head, on my lashes and brows, and getting great results. Obviously, a product that's formulated for use on the scalp probably shouldn't be applied to the lash line or too close to the eye. So the Ordinary thought, okay, let's create, formulate and test an eye-safe version of that, and they've come up with this little product. Now, I was super grateful from the Ordinary to get a sneak peek of this before it launches. This product doesn't actually launch until the 9th of June, so if you want to get your hands on it, put that date in your diary. But I've been so impressed with the results that I've got. I think this works better on the brows than it does on the lashes. I've definitely noticed some greater volume and thickness to the brows, something that was an area of concern because they did seem to be thinning over time. I've reversed that with this product and my brows look healthier than they've ever been. Maybe I've got some additional growth in terms of the lashes, but I say it's less pronounced than with the brows, and that's always something that you want to bear in mind. The reason I say this is a great addition to the Ordinary collection is that price point, £12, which when you consider like the average price of a good lash and brow serum is something between £60 and £100, this is really drugstore and affordable, and I think could be a wonderful addition to your skincare routine. So yes, whilst the Ordinary haven't always been on point with some of their recent launches, I think this is one that's going to genuinely get the industry excited. I think another thing that's creating a lot of buzz and stir in the industry is some new UV filters which has come out from La Roche-Posay. I think La Roche-Posay sunscreens are holy grails for a lot of you guys out there. I don't personally reach for them because La Roche-Posay isn't a fully cruelty-free brand, but I always say, you know, when it comes to sun protection, theirs delivers that true broad spectrum coverage that I think a lot of us crave, particularly when it comes to an anti-aging skincare routine. I covered some of the reasons why I think you need both UVB and UVA protection in a recent video, which I'm going to leave a link to up there. Definitely one to check out. So if you're a fan of La Roche-Posay, you want a good sunscreen in your life, I think the introduction of these new generation filters are something to be genuinely excited about. This is trademarked as UV-Mine 400, which is the name of the filters used, and they've just been signed off for use in sunscreens by the European Union. This is really important because it has to go through quite rigorous testing to prove they're actually delivering what the brand and manufacturers say they will. This is quite unique set of UV filters because they protect against a longer wavelength of light than some of the traditional filters do. This just gives you a truer broad spectrum coverage, and honestly, I'm living for any developments in the sunscreen world which just protect our skin to a greater extent and still feel gorgeous on the skin. I haven't actually put these products through their paces because, like I say, I tend not to shop La Roche-Posay, but if you want to see them in action, how they apply, and a little bit of science behind them, Glow by Ramona, who's one of my favourite creators here on YouTube, covered them in a recent video, which I'll leave a link to. Actually, I can't up there. I'll leave a link to it in the description box below. Definitely check his video out and channel in general, because I think you'll be able to see the swatches, how they apply it, and all that good stuff. And I think this is a genuinely exciting development in the sunscreen world. Now, let's move on to Glossier. I feel like a lot of the updates I'm giving you in this video are brands I'm not a huge fan of. I'm not a big fan of La Roche-Posay, not really a fan of Glossier either. I got that they were trying to do something different in the industry. They had nice packaging. Some of their formulations were quite good. I think they went a bit heavy on the whole clean beauty, clean skincare thing, which isn't something that I personally gravitate towards. And I thought their price point was a little bit bougie, a little bit extra for what they were actually offering in terms of performance. However, lots of you guys love a little Glossier skincare in your routine, and you'd be glad to know that thanks to a change in leadership, they're now going to be available in a wider array of physical stores and locations. I think this is a good development because a lot of people started to say the problem with Glossier is most people in most territories have to order it online. You can't try it before you buy it. That's all a little bit frustrating. So I'm really pleased that the brand has decided to open up in more retail outlets besides just their standalone stores. They're actually going to be available in some other stores here in the UK, in the US, Canada and Australia, and so I hope that this is a trend that Glossier take their brand on, because I'm all in favour of consumer choice, both in terms of the brands and products we shop, but how we choose to buy them. This honestly has to be a good thing. So if you're a huge fan of Glossier, this is definitely going to be a development you want to keep your eye open, and you can Google it to see which stores and locations they're going to be opening soon, so you can try the products out before you buy them or just get them instantly in your collection. Now, to this point in the video, we've covered an unexpected, albeit temporary, closure, a new product launch, we've talked about some changes to sales and distribution with Glossier, and now I want to come on to Dr. Barbara Sturm, the bougiest and most overpriced of all those skincare brands out there. This is where we take a little bit of a departure from skincare. So, you guys know, I'm no fan of Dr. Barbara Sturm, both the skincare line, the brand itself, how it treats its consumers, how it interacts with the world. Not a fan, overpriced tut. But I do seem to, because I've done some research on them from a previous video. I think the cookies that sit in the background of my internet search history always recommend a lot of Babrastem content. I even get the ads for the product. Trust me, it's not swaying me. But one thing that did catch my eye is they've decided to broaden out from just skincare into shoes. Now, you probably weren't expecting that, and I certainly wasn't. I clicked on this article and read it and was like, oh, Dr. Babrastem herself has worked in collaboration with another brand to come out with a range of ridiculously overpriced sandals. Now, alongside this, there's also like a foot spray, like a cooling and calming foot spray, which again is over $100. Definitely not worth it. You can get a peppermint foot spray at like any drugstore. You don't need to pay for this. Now, I think actually what this does is reinforce something that we probably should have been a bit more aware of from the start, and that whilst Dr. Babrastem uses the doctor title in the name of the brand to captivate us, to draw us in and make us buy these overpriced products, actually she's not a dermatologist. She's an orthopedic doctor for the feet. This is where she started out. Now, there's no shade on that. Honestly, it takes so much medical training. I have the utmost respect for anyone that goes through all of that. So big props to Dr. Babrastem for that, but isn't a dermatologist. I think sometimes these doctor titles and salutations can be used kind of to draw us in as the consumer rather than to actually do anything beyond just that. Just my thoughts and humble opinion, but it's there for what it's worth. So this sandal collection, I'm going to leave some images on the screen. I'll leave a link to this article below if you want to check it out in more detail. Not only are you paying $800 for these sandals, if this is your vibe, I think you could get it a little bit cheaper. And this is kind of the story of the Dr. Babrastem skincare line. You know, not that terrible in and of itself, but you're definitely overpaying for what they're actually delivering. Be it their sandal collection or their skincare, the same thing applies. Now finally, let's come on to Natasha Denona, who's a makeup artist and has a collection of very luxury high-end makeup products, particularly their eye palettes I think sell really, really well. And I know Tati Westbrook over on her channel always mentions them and how game-changing the formula is. Well, Natasha Denona got in a little bit of trouble recently when she launched her new skincare collection. Lots of you guys reached out and asked me what my thoughts, feelings and opinions were on this, and honestly, I had to do a lot of background research because I hadn't heard of any of the people concerned in this. But an indie brand, on the launch of her skinglass primer, which is designed to smooth, hydrate, calm, soothe the skin, kind of get everything prepped for the makeup. And she launched this product called skinglass in a very traditional, like dropper bottle style product. Well, an indie brand who also manufactures something called skinglass came on board and said, she's ripping me off, she's taking, you know, she's abusing the trademarks and the brand identity of smaller indie brands, and that's not okay. Now, normally I'd say, you know what, that is right. I hate it when bigger brands kind of prey on the smaller brands, either to discredit them or steal their ideas. I'm not all about that. But I did a bit of digging in this. I really don't know what the fuss is about. The term skin glass, I mean, I don't get this. Glass skin has been around for decades and decades in Korean skincare, and skinglass as a product name, not that original, not that inventive, and actually if you do a Google search for it, you'll find about 50 different products called that. So I don't know why this brand is particularly focusing down on Natasha Denona, who, for reasons unknown only to her, apologised, said she genuinely didn't know, and kind of wanted to move on from the situation. I think that's where it ends. I think this is a case of people trying to stir up a little bit around, particularly this indie brand, trying to stir it for all it's worth, because you know what? I don't think there's anything to really steal here. At the end of the day, if you want something truly innovative, you've got to come up with something better than skinglass, which is just a reversal of glass skin, in my opinion anyway. And whilst this product might give you a little bit of smoothing, a bit of radiance to the skin, I don't think the Natasha Denona one or the indie brand one actually is worth the price points either brand want to charge. And I think you can go to Boots, the drugstore, and get a nice illuminating and highlighting primer for far cheaper than either of these products. So I kind of think where this drama is concerned, nothing to see here. Move on, because I think, you know what, they're trying to create something to kind of sell a few products. So there you have it, guys, a rundown of all that's gone on in the skincare world for the past 3 months. The stories that maybe I didn't cover in full detail because I didn't think they warranted a standalone review or video. What are your thoughts on any of the things mentioned in today's video? Sound off in the comment section below. And if I've missed a story that you think you would love me to cover, let me know again in that comment section, because I'll happily include it in a future video. Wherever you are in the world, guys, stay safe, stay well, and love your skin. Take care. Bye.